It's a snowy day in January, and my son is home from school because the roads were not safe. Safety is, as a parent, the #1 most important factor for our children. We're not doing our jobs right if our children aren't safe. When I grew up, my father is a pediatric neurologist. He's a brain doctor for children. And I saw the worst of injury cases and disability cases. And my father handled those cases with the utmost compassion. I didn't want to become a doctor, but I did want to become a lawyer. And when I told him that, he put his arm around me and he said, whatever you do, help as much as you can. And that's what I try to do every single day. Cantor Injury Law has been doing this for nearly 30 years. And the cornerstone of our practice really is helping families. And a substantial part of that practice is helping injured children. You're only as happy as your saddest child. So we work every single day to recover the harms and losses of children that were negligently injured. And I've handled the whole gamut of those cases, beginning with like cerebral palsy cases and shoulder dystocia cases. Those are medical malpractice cases because when I started in my father's office. We also handle car accident cases and dog bite cases and trampoline injury cases and swimming pool cases and daycare negligent cases and negligent supervision cases, in the entire gamut of personal injury cases as it relates to children. And the one common factor in all these cases, including a verdict that we just recently won of $18.25 million as co-counsel in the city of St. Louis, there's one common factor, and that is that that money doesn't belong to the parent. It belongs to the child. And that money must be protected for the interest of that child. And the way we do that is when you as a parent bring the case, we bring it as the next friend, natural mother of, and then you state the name of the child. We make it very clear to everyone involved that when Cantor Injury Law represents that child's interests through you as the parent, the money is for the children. That's the way the law is, that's the way it should be, and that's the way we handle it here. Because to really help that child, we need to make sure that they get all the money that they deserve, that we maximize their financial recovery. Frequently, these cases resolve along the way to trial. And then we still go to court and get approval. That's called a friendly lawsuit, where the plaintiff and the defendant, you're the plaintiff if you have the injured child, agree to the amount, and we go and we tell the court, here's the way the money is going to be distributed. And you know, when we get children millions of dollars, you don't give it all to them on their 18th birthday because they might blow it. So sometimes you structure it so that they get, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on their 18th birthday, and then some when they're 22, and then some when they're 25, and then some when they're 30, so you can get them later in life. And you can protect their future. You can make sure they go to college and that they have funds and that they're protected. So the money is for the minor child. That's all we do, is fight to maximize the financial recovery. If it's a medical malpractice case, and I hold doctors to high esteem. Again, my father went to UMass and to Harvard and Wash U, and I grew up knowing that these doctors have integrity and principle, and we hold them to this pedestal, but the law doesn't do that. The law holds them to the lowest standard, okay? So the law doesn't hold doctors to this high standard that everyone thinks that they do. For me to handle a medical malpractice case, we have to have an opinion that the standard of care was violated and that it caused damages. And that opinion must be in writing from another physician for me to handle the case. That's the law in Missouri. That's also the law of this law firm, because I don't want to handle a frivolous lawsuit. Many of my friends are doctors, and the friends that I have that are doctors are excellent. They're brilliant. They would never purposely or negligently do anything wrong if they could avoid it. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, and that's how we've been involved with some of these cases with huge results, because the negligence is just overwhelming and the damage is atrocious. A child doesn't have the ability to articulate what's wrong. We handled a case for a 3-year-old that was hit by a driver and thrown and fractured their hip. That 3-year-old couldn't tell you what was wrong other than to cry and say that they were hurt. You know, they don't have that ability cognitively or verbally to tell you what's going on. So you got to hire the best experts available. And that's not just pain experts and neurologists. It's economic experts to talk about their future lost wages. I mean, that child may have a limp forever, and that may impact their earnings. We do life care plans. So, you know, people that have devastating injuries that are going to require care for life, we bring in people to talk about what those things cost, and then we bring in economists in to talk about projecting that cost over the period of a lifetime. And regretfully, we represent too many people that are paralyzed and terribly injured in all sorts of cases. So at Cantor Injury Law, we never charge a fee unless we win. I'm Mark Cantor. I've got 7 lawyers here, but if your case is real and true and serious, I will personally meet with you. 314-628-9999 is our phone number. You can visit us at cantorinjurylaw.com. I'm proud that I'm AV rated and a super lawyer, which is voted on by our peers. Those are distinctions that you earn, that you don't buy. You know, yesterday I got to the office and I had 3 different mailings from these, you know, top litigator and all these other titles that they want $400 for you to pay in and win the title. Now, the ones you want to look for, AV rated and super lawyer and AVO rated, which is a client review rating, and all of ours, mine on those are all perfect. Super lawyer is, I think, less than 2% of the legal community, and AV rated is your reputation for ethics and integrity. So the choice of a lawyer is an important decision. You should look at videos like this, look at experience, look at real legal advice, and then make a decision about who's best for you and your family. Thanks, and thanks for watching.